And welcome back to Janky AF and Year of the Aerostar, episode number 121. Well, improvised here. It's early in the morning. I'm having my coffee, a morning edition of Year of the Aerostar, which we do from time to time. Delicious. And I just had to get this one out. I mean, I could absolutely not miss this one. So I said, I don't know if this will be there at the end of the day. I got some plans this evening, so it's like go time. So here we go. So shout out to Mr. Benny Haha, who sent this to me, and it was the culmination of all these little events, and I'm just so excited to document it and share it with you. So I suppose we should just get right into it. So without further ado, here we have a 1986 Ford Aerostar Passenger XL listed for just $1,300 in Beaverton, Oregon. Now, I thought Oregon had ducks, but apparently they also have beavers. Okay, so about this vehicle, I mean, first off, you know, the stat line on this vehicle is crazy because first off, boom, 1986. So first year of production, ultra rare. I have a fondness for 86 because myself and my buddy Evan both have 86 Aerostars. We're in the 86ers. Ben, if you want to join the 86ers club. And also it's a manual transmission, which I think actually in the earlier years must have been more common. I think like, you know, as rare as it is to find like an 86 manual, I bet, you know, it seems like 86 and 93 are the years I see manuals the most for whatever reason. I think 93 was the last year of the manual. So neither here nor there, but it's a manual. It's this two-tone blue, driven 32,000 miles, which who knows, could be accurate. And I think I have some sort of confirmation on that mileage based on what I'll talk about soon. Exterior color blue over silver. I am, of course, wearing blue over silver. Interior color red. I mean, every single box you tick. And we'll talk about this too. There's a lot to talk about. We're going to try to go through it quickly, but we're going to try to get to everything. Fuel type gasoline, one owner. And it says the vehicle is paid off. And I bet it is because, well, we'll talk about it. So, seller's description. Fantastic. They got the bullet points out. I love the bullet points. I do bullet points in my listings whenever I sell something. 1986 Ford Aerostar engine, 3.0 liter 6-cylinder. And I actually will have to edit this video because I got to bring some context up here. But there's been a long debate on this program whether the 3 liter was actually in the 1986 Aerostar. And I think I have some news on that. Run and driver perfectly. I would like to run to Oregon and drive her perfectly home is what I would like to do. Manual. Sure. The vehicle does not have or has had any mechanical problems. Everything works perfectly. I mean, that is poetry. It's actually very sort of, for marketplace anyways, kind of complex grammar. The vehicle does not have, maybe it should be nor has had, maybe nor and or interchangeable in this circumstance. I don't know. Not being a grammar elitist myself. The vehicle does not have or has had any mechanical problems. Think about that. What vehicle that you know, besides a vehicle sitting on the lot, which a good buddy of mine, his sister bought a Chevy Trailblazer, and because of the supply chain shortage, there's some part of the heated seats that didn't work. So she got the car, but she didn't have heated seats until they installed whatever, I don't know, it was a coil or whatever thing they installed in there to actually make the heated seats go, maybe an electronic switch. So that car was new and had a mechanical issue. This vehicle, does not have, I'll just read this one more time, does not have or has had, sounds like a lawyer, any mechanical problems. Just perfect. More than perfect, actually, because everything works perfectly. A double perfectly. So perfect. They had to say it twice. It's just like, I want to get this as a bumper sticker. It's absolutely amazing. Super economical on gasoline. Now that actually may be fairly true. As long, with my 86, now I have the 4-cylinder, which is fuel injected, which makes a little less power than this. It's fuel efficient until you have to climb up a hill, and then you're redlining it in second gear. Maintenance up to date. I mean, considering the vehicle's never had a mechanical problem, then it would stand to reason that the maintenance is up to date. Elegant blue color. That's a random one thrown in there. But they're really selling us. I mean, tires very good condition. Now, it does look like this car might have new tires. Heating works very well. Real photos of the vehicle, always a plus in a listing. But that's funny that they say that, because that is, you see you'll click on a picture and it's like, oh, this is just a Google image picture to represent what I have. And it's like, come on, like, you gotta try a little harder than that. All lights work perfectly. Again, going back to the vehicle not having any mechanical problems. Trailer system installed and ready to use. Has not had any accident. The vehicle runs very well, and the rear seats were removed so that it had more utility and could be used to carry tools or any other utility in the back of the vehicle. Negotiable is the final line. On top of that, and the price has already dropped from $1,500 to $1,300. So, being a perfect vehicle that does not have, nor has had, any mechanical problems. I'm sorry. I know I'm just beating you over the head with this, but the listing is so well written and also just fantastically absurd. And the van itself is so good that this just listing is just incredible. Now, the story behind this. So my good friend Ben yesterday texted this to me, claiming that he might be interested in buying it, which let's talk after this episode, Benjamin. But I saw this vehicle on Copart. Okay, Copart, for those of you who don't know, is an auction website. You buy kind of salvage and junk vehicles. I'll give you here's Copart. Okay, and they're just usually kind of like pieces, as we say. Pieces of what? You know what. Okay, so here, for instance, I mean, this is nice. Now, there's something that gets me kind of excited about a Janky Aerostar. As we did in our Mexican residency, there's been a couple of a spray painted black one in Tennessee recently. There's something, I don't know if it's the potential I see in it, or I just like a haggard looking janky vehicle. Someone just had a great comment recently about random, I apologize. I wanted to bring up 2 different tabs to reference this video, and I didn't do it. So I didn't do my research today, but we're trying to get this one out there. I love that center logo grill. I mean, that just to me is so pretty, with the moss growing on it and everything. Whatever, crustaceans. I like the Janky Aerostar, and Copart has lots of them. So this one was on Copart, and I messed up again because I didn't save it or document it or just screen grab it. I wanted to do a whole video on it, and I was going to, ran out of time, whatever. But then I usually, at least if it's something really good, I'll take a couple screen grabs of it just so I have it. Now, maybe I have them on my phone. If so, I can slide in the slides here. But I wish I was able to, because when he sent me that, not only was I excited, but then I was like, oh no, I recognize this vehicle. And I was thinking about trying to bid on it. I was talking to another friend in Oregon about hey, can we make this work? I should have just reached out to you first, Ben, but maybe it was meant to be. We'll see. So I was like, is there any way? Because I already bid on an Aerostar in California on eBay. Some of you saw that episode. You just, it's getting really crazy here when you're doing transcontinental, transactions with no plan to really figure it out from there. But the Copart, there's a buyer fee, you have to sign up, you have to be like a dealer. Like buying it private sale is actually perfect. And I wondered if someone would maybe buy this and flip it. So the auction ended, it went up again because I don't think the reserve was met. But this, like the last bid I saw on this thing was like $300. Which even if they only spent $300 on it, plus the auction fees, to be flipping it for $1,300, even if they just put tires on it alone, and gussied it up a bit, took it to a car wash. Like I can't imagine they're really profiting that much off this vehicle. You got to haul it somewhere, blah, blah, blah. Now I don't know anything about, we'll have to see if it actually has a clean title, which is the other issue. But someone bought it and is selling it now. So I'm sorry that I don't have the Copart listing to show you to compare, but I don't remember these great hubcaps on there, but it looks like they do maybe have new tires on it. It looks like they might be Hankooks too. So if these are new tires, I mean, I can't imagine the auction tires looked this good. And these are white walls, which, really after my own heart with that decision. So I am like totally and completely, absolutely smitten. Now, the other thing that really got me, that's a great picture of it right there. A little tiny dent right there, but everything about the 86 is like the Aerostar logo on the side, this little V6 symbol, which is great. And maybe I'll pause it here. We'll take a quick commercial break. And then hopefully I can find the comments that I was talking about with this fella about, what engines were actually offered in 1986. So we'll be right back.
And now there's a totally new aerodynamic design for this age. Ford brings you the age of Aerostar. Aerostar, it's easy to get in, easy to drive, easy to stretch out in, easy to handle, easy to park. Aerostar, it just makes life a little easier. Aerostar!
All right, and welcome back to Janky AF. Okay, that took way too long behind the scenes because my internet is very slow right now, but we got it loaded up. So, on this listing for another 1986 Ford Aerostar, which is also two-tone, I asked the question a long time ago. This was for sale. We did an episode on this vehicle. It's like a long episode. You can go watch that. Amazingly preserved Aerostar. Love that this has been so well taken care of and is being given its due. This is my comment. One question. Can you confirm this is the 3.0 V6? I thought for the 1986 model year, only the fuel-injected 2.3-liter four-cylinder and carbureted 2.86 cylinder were offered. It has the same electronic fuel injection badge as my 86 with a four-cylinder, but is listed as a 3.0 V6, which was fuel injected, but I thought it was not available until the 1988 model year. Thanks for your time, beautiful looking van. So, random hero here, Walter White, which is that the guy's name from what's the Breaking Benjamin? That's a band, the Breaking Bad show. Anyways, Walter White. We had a great little conversation here, and I'll just read the whole thing. Why not? When I was a kid, we had pretty much the same van, even the same color and interior. Well, ours had the 2.8 V6 Cologne motor, but they were fuel injected, not carbureted. The 3.0 Vulcan motor was also available in 86. The 2.8 was only made into the Aerostar early during the 86 production run. It ran fine, and the van was quicker than you'd think, not tied down with the excess weight like all new vehicles seem to be. And I reply, this is invaluable first-hand information that I've been looking for years. Seems like the Vulcan was in development. They needed to stuff V6 in there in the gap because they really wanted... Hi. What's up?
Can I come in?
Yeah.
I'm like running here.
Oh, the camera's running, but I'm going to edit it out.
The handsome, dashing Ford Aerostar for 1989. It's really quite a van about town. Traveling with the sports crowd. Playing the market, escorting ladies.
Okay, and we're back again. Now, my battery on my recorder is probably going to die. I can't read the rest of these comments. Let's just say that I was illuminated, and you should go, the title of this video is 1986 Ford XLT Overview GNR Auto Gallery. Go read the comment section, but it's a fascinating history of the engine choices in the Ford Aerostar. Suffice to say now that I'm very confident that the 3.0 was offered in the early Aerostars, the 1986 and up. So not only this is a manual, but it's with the 3.0 liter, which is, you know, has a little bit more power than my 4-cylinder. As cool as the 2.3 is, you know, it's worth knowing, and it'd be something different, you know, for me personally. Of course, you know, like all early Aerostars, not all, but, you know, like my 86, it has the big towing mirrors, which I love the aesthetic of. It's got the 5-spoke grille, which I love the aesthetic of. It's got these dark blue bumpers over this silver and more lighter blue, and it probably even has a little bit of a red pinstripe in here too, as a lot of these did. Sort of an iconic color combination. Now your rear bumper is a little bit janked, and it does have the tow hitch, as they mentioned. And there's your electronic fuel injection badge that threw me off so much the first time, because I was like, if this is a 6-cylinder, how can it be fuel injection if the only 6 offered was a 2.8? But we've kind of solved that issue. And I think it has just a really nice stance. It just sits really well. You know, it's perky. It seems ready to go. So now the weird thing is, on the Copart listing, there was a back seat here, and it was red. And that was the icing on the cake for this van, to have like a red interior, on any Aerostar, but then on I don't think this interior was red to begin with. Now, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe they spec'd a blue over silver Aerostar. These do look like new tires with, here's your tow hitch, and there you go, with a red, but the fact that usually when these interiors are red, they were all red. And this is also interesting because, like, it's not like these pre-facelift Aerostars, usually the interior matched the color of the seats, like, you know, perfectly. So tan, blue, blue. So not only do I think these are not original seats because the rest of this interior isn't red, but also, maybe we have a better shot here, a little bit. Also, this is like this sort of platinum gray or silver. It's not even like the normal gray. Like in my 93, the interior is gray, but it's a little bit darker. It's not quite as, and there's the 32,000. Now, yes, obviously this could have rolled over. We just really don't know. But the fact that Copart said it was also so low makes me believe Copart hopefully would have taken a little time to actually see if the odometer rolled, but maybe not. You got clear coat, fade, and all that junk going on, but I don't know. You know, on an 86 Aerostar, patina is almost like, you know, something you wish for rather than something that is, you know, a unintended or unwanted thing. And we do have a video which we'll watch here, and then we'll get back to the interior real quickly. So you can see it does look like the 3-liter. It looks just like the one in my 93, and you can see this gray interior, like it's almost white, like it's really bright. Now I'm guessing that's just what the gray interiors looked like. You can see the shift lever. But this sort of very light gray interior with the red seats that match the red pinstripe on the blue over silver two-tone with the white wall tires and the dark blue bumpers and the manual transmission and the 3-liter engine and the 1986 and the story of the auction and my friend Ben and the towing mirrors and everything about it is just like, man, this is the perfect Aerostar. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. So it's just one of a kind, you know, the red interior in here. Now, I've always wanted a red interior, but I never thought I could get one outside of just getting an Aerostar that has a full red interior. And that's kind of what I want anyways, because I loved how it was just like red everywhere. But to sort of, if I was to find just another Aerostar that I was buying and it just happened to have 2 front seats that were red, that's kind of like a little cheat code, you know? It's like I've gotten in the door without having to get the whole package. And I don't know why in the Copart listing, again, if I had that, I could show it to you, had one single red bench seat. It didn't have 2 rows, but it had 1 red bench seat in the back. It's almost as if they bought this van because they were missing a red bench seat for their other Aerostar. And they're like, well, I just want that red bench seat. They're so hard to get. And this is how I would do things. And then I'm going to sell the rest of the Aerostar to sort of pay for the bench seat. But, I mean, you can see in the video the engine's running. So it can't be that bad, you know? It's not like smoking, at least in the short video. And they're really selling it like it's, you know, again, we'll read this one more time. This vehicle, the vehicle does not have, or has had any mechanical problems. Like, you bought this car at a Copart auction like 2 weeks ago. Like, how are you so confident in that fact? And it's a one owner too. So I don't know. You know, there's a lot of questions here on what exactly is going on. I don't want to, I never sort of show the sellers publicly, but they have 263 ratings, and it's 4 1/3 stars. So it seems like they probably, oh, no, I probably just did show up by accident, but I'll blip that out. It's gonna be a long one to edit, let me tell you. So I'm guessing that with that many ratings on Marketplace, they probably flip stuff. So, but you know, I don't know. How about it? $1,000? Can I have it for $1,000? You know, we're gonna have to do some. You know, I didn't owe quite as much on my taxes this year, which is not a tax rebate, but. And if you've been watching my janky life, you know I'm trying to pull myself out of debt and out of having too many things. But it'd be nice to keep an Aerostar on the West Coast, you know, just to have it there. So. But at least we got the document at one time, and it's kind of a second chance here because after it left Copart, I thought it was gone, and we found it again, and with much better pictures and real photos of the vehicle too. So just a fantastic van, a fantastic listing, and the fact that it, you know, Ben sent this to me, just like puts a bow on it and makes it just this, like, you know, going to go down as an all-time great episode of the year, the Aerostar. Even white walls, you know, like even white walls on this vehicle. Now, the first thing I do would be to take off these hubcaps, but, you know, that's personal preference. So there you have a bunch of good Aerostars. Maybe I'll do, I was thinking about doing an Ohio residency because I want to do another like sort of local residency, but not somewhere as exotic as, you know, Mexico or Europe or something like that. Like just pick like, because there's so many Aerostars around the Columbus area. It looks like there's a lot of Aerostars around the, you know, the Portland area too. So maybe we'll do like some like little local residency. I was going to see if I could record 10 episodes in one day, which would be absolutely crazy, but that would like take a whole day, and that would be like a fun little project. So, but for now, enjoy this beautiful 1986 Ford Aerostar Passenger XL. If you happen to be out in Oregon or the Pacific Northwest generally, and you know, you do buy this and maybe you want to sell it to me, or just buy it and, you know, want to let me know, we can sort of keep it in the family, as it were, then, you know, be in touch. So there you have it. I think hopefully we at least documented that before my battery dies. Who knows if this camera's even recording anymore. Finish my coffee here and go to work, start my day, so we can, you know, afford all these beautiful Aerostars. Thanks so much to Mr. Benny for sending this my way, and maybe we'll see about, you know, this. I don't want to say too much. A manual too with the red seats. I mean, come on. There you have it. I gotta stop talking. This has been Year of the Aerostar, episode number 121. Thank you so much for watching. We'll have another one coming for you very soon, and until then, Janky do thanky.
One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.